Welcome back to the battlefield. In today's episode, we may get so far as to begin taking some land in Italy. But before we do that, I need to get some replenishment going for my armies. So I believe this turn was basically finished. Let me just check through my couple of agents real quick, make sure everyone has made themselves useful. And these guys are still on the move. They are almost close enough to the front line that they can start taking engagements. Now, financially, we look stable again. Public order's positive for the most part, or moving towards being positive. Loyalty looks okay. It could be better, but it is under control. Diplomatically, the family looks fine and ready to go, so let's go ahead and just end the turn. Now, what I have been meaning to do for a couple of turns, because I very often forget exactly what the objectives are, is I need to check the military victory conditions so that I know exactly which provinces I'm going after. Now, normally when I play a campaign, I don't actually operate based on the campaign objectives the game gives you, because I just don't care. But I think for the purpose of a recorded and uploaded campaign, it provides a pretty good kind of like border, I guess, boundary, a good ending point. That is unfortunate. I had considered fighting the pirates and decided against it, and now I'm wishing I had sunk their fleet, because that's a lot of money wasted. But anyway, the campaign conditions provide a good endpoint for the uploading that I do for a campaign. Another thing I have considered is just kind of playing it until I'm bored of the campaign, which might be now, it might not be for another 70 episodes. But I can decide on that later. This army's not super important, so I can go ahead and auto-resolve it. We should win decisively anyway. Take back the city. The pirates are dealt with, public order is a shambles, and we've lost all of that construction time. Get Warcry. I think replenishment actually right now needs to be a bit of a priority so that I can keep my armies marching quickly. See, that prevented Grumpy's Guard from getting any replenishment over the end turn, which is annoying. I'm going to send Grumpy's Guard back here to hopefully speed that process along. I may even need to send them to Singaden. Alright, now I do want to take this settlement because that will help me secure the full province of Rhaetia et Noricum. You guys, let's see, I do have some recruitment options available from this province. Next turn is winter. I should have considered that before leaving these guys in the mountains. You lot, what do we have the manpower to recruit? So I need another unit of cavalry, so we'll pick up some thorax cav. And I think I need to start replacing the swords, and we don't really have a lot of population. But I can definitely get 3 units at the minimum. Let's see how many men are in this unit. 76. So that'll almost fill this unit up perfectly. Actually, it will fill that unit up perfectly. And just leave a couple extra. Okay, so we can recruit 2 units of swords. Definitely going to pull from the second class population instead of the first class. I could maybe even pick up some more of these guys since we have plenty of the foreigner population here. But I'd like to start turning this into a proper Pergamon army. Excuse me while I yawn for a half a minute. A proper Pergamon army with actual elite troops instead of just auxiliaries. Eventually that would be the goal of this army as well, but for the time being it would be too expensive to start swapping that out, so I'm not going to bother. Okay, Egypt is still trading along here, so I don't dare raid this. And that reminds me, okay, I need to control Sicily, Latium, and Africa. And then have a larger navy. So I'm actually already reasonably close to the victory conditions for the military victory. Cultural victory, I'm not really anywhere near. Economic victory, I am kind of close, but I found that one is really, really hard just because of the trade relations. It's hard to maintain trade with 15 factions. Because factions get wiped out, or their trade routes get blockaded, or whatever. And it makes it really difficult. But we won't worry about that, because that's not the current objective. Okay, army destroyed, that's fine. Construction report. Alright, so we're getting some more stuff done down here. Banditry's bad, but food is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and keep upgrading this stuff, and hopefully public order kind of sorts itself out. I'll hold off on this because it... well, I don't really know why. I think I'd rather have the farm than the fishing port. Eventually I'd probably like to convert that to a trade port. And that is all for this turn, with the exception of this general. Extra armor for all units, and melee attack skill for all infantry, and upkeep, sure, why not? And while we're at it, why not? We'll give him some extra cunning as well.
Hermes would surely bless you if trade between our peoples was allowed.
That could actually
Do not
be a
annoy
really
the
good
gods.
trade agreement for me. Can I get some money out of it as well? I guess so.
I will speak the hardest word for a war.
Maybe one day I'll accept peace with them.
I set aside my sword to speak to you, warrior to
If these
warrior.
guys, you know what,
This is
would
the
me
way of the
making
world
peace with
for
them
men.
end their war with my other client state? Or would that just make my other client state hate me? Okay, fortunately we didn't end up taking any attrition up here. I almost don't dare send this army any further forward yet, just because of winter attrition.
March. At once. On the move. Commander.
They'll be alright though. Okay, you guys are taking attrition, I would imagine, because it is a extreme blizzard. So, oh, and they don't have the movement range to get out of this bloody province. Yeah, I hate the provinces in and through here because it seems like almost every winter there's attrition, and even if you have good supply lines and everything, you can't avoid it. It just drives me crazy. I think I'm going to merge these guys, disband one of them, and then recruit another unit of Thorax, but in the meantime, I'd rather they don't take the winter attrition for no reason. And I don't know whether a fresh recruit unit would take that winter attrition.
We hunger for battle.
Okay, you guys are picking up just a little bit of replenishment. We're going into the settlement help. Yes, it will. We will leave you in the settlement, even though it's not really good for public order at the moment. I'm gonna go for the public order here instead of the money.
Ready for battle. At your command.
I don't think I need to do much else this turn. I don't need 2 spies up here, though. So you can go back down here and keep an eye on this legion. How long? Okay, I'm glad I checked. Wow, this doesn't happen very often. I actually got to my fleets before they ran out of supplies. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. Okay, I'll go ahead and send you to Apollonia, you to Epidamnos, even though that'll massacre public order up there. They'll pick up supplies over the end turn, and we'll be good to go. I'm just taking it a little bit slow because Rome can regroup and they can regroup fast, but I feel like I've got the situation under control. I'm not involved in wars that I can't really handle right now, so I'm feeling okay about just letting my guys replenish and get ready for the push into Italy. It's one of those, like, if I was Legend of Total War, I would probably just push in there and just conquer everything now, but
I offer this in the name.
I don't feel a strong need to, like, hyper min-max my campaigns because I play on just regular difficulty, because I'm a scrub. Man, we took all kinds of attrition. Ah, see, that's unfortunate. The game didn't tell me I was going to take attrition up here, but I should have known better. I'm not sure why these guys are taking attrition. Is this province out of food? Can I even check their food? They should have plenty.
We hunger for battle.
Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and... Oh, and you know what? Their agent messed with my supplies too, so I can't move as far as I wanted to. Whatever. We'll go into enemy territory, fortify, and hopefully take this city before the Boii can get to it.
At your command.
This army is nearly back at full strength. Depending on where that legion went, I might start another offensive. I would expect them to have gone over here somewhere. Okay, so I've lost a legion. That's not a good thing. Need to pull all of these armies out of the settlements because the public order is just going to be a problem.
That is impossible. Our advance has been halted.
Over here, go ahead and drop you guys off, pick up another unit of thorax swords. What are, oh, that's the Sordisi elite swordsmen. Don't really want them yet. Okay, so we'll pick up another unit of thorax swords, go ahead and get a little bit more replenishment. We should be up to full strength next turn. This fleet should have 8 turns worth of supplies again, so go ahead and come back down here and resume the blockade that realistically isn't actually proving to be very valuable. Okay, I already dealt with that. You, are you still working on cultural conversion? Was that your main thing? Looks like it, but I've already got as much into that as I can with her. Public order's fine here. So let's go with the Empire maintenance reduction. Alright, now, because I don't know where that legion that was in this city went, I'm not going to just go rushing in here with an army, even though I could definitely take that city this turn. I don't need to. I am going to pull this army out of the settlement since they're not replenishing anyway. May as well help the public order out just a little bit. I haven't paid enough attention to the names of the legions to know whether this was the same one that was up here, but I doubt it. So they have 2 full legions over here still. I believe my fleets can prevent them from attacking, so I may actually be able to move these guys forward. But I'm going to wait for a little bit longer before I make that call.
At your command.
You guys can go ahead and come up towards the border and fortify. You guys have already moved up towards the border, but you're at full strength anyway. Man, I hate getting blocked by agents. I think it is the stupidest thing. One dude stopping 3,500 just by standing in the way. Whatever. Alright, I don't think I need to do anything else this turn. Our income is kind of fluctuating all over the place, but at least it stayed in the positive. We'll get the campaign movement range.
I speak with the voice of mighty Carthage.
It's interesting how many nations are requesting to become my client state, and by how many I mean two, but like Carthage trying to be my client state, that seems really weird to me. This might not be a bad trade. That might not be a bad nation to trade with, but I definitely don't want to pay them for it. Who knows, maybe we'll get the economic victory after all. I'm still not going to go for it though. I've done that one time for the achievement, and it was so much of a hassle that I just don't want to bother again.
Small, almost trifling.
Hermes.
Hey, more research is done. That actually means we can make a lot of upgrades throughout the Empire. This might not be a bad idea to get right now. Minus 10 banditry in all provinces would be really nice. We'll go ahead and get those couple of upgrades for now.
At your command.
Alright, now that we've got a field army and a siege army ready to go on the front line, we can start making use of them. I'll march these guys forward and just raid a little bit. Wait until we can actually get these two armies caught up with each other. You lot are back up to full strength. We've got kind of a mix of a siege army and a field army up here. But you know what? We don't really have any other siege battles we need to do of this direction. But it's a good idea, generally speaking, to keep armies close enough to support each other. You guys go ahead and just go take this settlement now. Oh, looks like we have an actual battle on our hands. Well, time to see if this army build is any good or if I need to rearrange it. Because it's definitely not one of my standard army compositions. having a mix of hoplites and swords like this instead of going heavy with one or the other. Not my go-to. My thinking behind it was that maybe with only a couple of units of hoplites they'd be easier to manage and easier to actually force good engagements with. But who knows? I don't really love this layout because all of the avenues of attack are separated by a fair amount of building space. I think over here is probably going to be the best bet because it gives two relatively wide angles of attack that both lead to two choke points, I suppose. So I think this will be my best option over here. Now let's see, you guys go over there, and you guys go over here. You lot stay in the center with the cavalry. Let's just see what we see. Okay, so they're playing defensively back here. But they do have some troops over here, so I don't want to commit heavily to this because most of their force is over here. I'm just thinking, should I send some troops around, or should I commit here and send some troops around over here? I think that's probably my better option, is to send some troops in this way on the left, send these troops in this way on the right, send see, the hoplites, I don't have quite enough of them to cover that whole thing.
Like infantry at your command.
Yeah, we'll keep all of these guys over here, and we will start the cavalry out around the flanks. Now, slingers, you need to get up here and start going to town. Go around behind the infantry just so we don't slow ourselves down, make our formations all kinds of weird.
The brave, ready for orders. Advance at speed. Slingers!
Don't have particularly good range with these slingers. Let's go ahead and push them nice and far forward.
Royal thorax swordsman. Slingers! Riders at the double. At the ready.
Can we get some shots into there?
Impera's lancers. General! Hoplites ready!
Okay, they actually moved like a third of their force over there, so I do need to keep quite a lot over on this side. Slingers lost sight of the unit I wanted them to fire at. Jeez, you guys do not have very good range at all. Let's go plug this with a unit of swords and start moving these guys forward.
Yours to command. Shield bearers. The gamer cavalry.
Bring these guys over to support, bring the cavalry out and around. They do have spears, so I may not be able to make much use of the cavalry. Okay, you guys are in position. Now go ahead and use your javelins to your heart's content.
Thorax hoplites at your service. To my glory! Shield bearers! Cut them down! Double time!
Can I sneak in
One of our
here?
units has used all its
Not
ammunition.
quite sure. Okay, this could be good though. You know what? You guys just phalanx and attack. You guys actually come out of phalanx. How are we going over here? Still getting in position.
At your service.
You guys go ahead and drop back for a moment.
Royal Thorax Swordsman. Slingers.
Slowly wearing down their slingers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Shield bearers.
Okay, keep the
Understood!
units moving through the center here. I need to get a unit of infantry back here to tie down those spears so that I can use the cavalry on that front. These guys are doing well on the front line. I can charge these guys forward to help surround out here.
Royal Thorax Swordsman. To command.
You guys, no point in getting shot all day and not doing anything about it.
Ready and waiting.
Chase off those slingers. Shield bearers, go ahead and form up and start moving. Okay, you know what? You guys actually pull back out of that and then throw your javelins and then get back into it. Okay, if they want to keep chasing me over here, that's fine. I'll just keep avoiding. I don't need to engage that. These slingers are just not impressing me right now.
Royal Thorax Swordsman.
Thorax swords are doing fine.
Royal Thorax Swordsman.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
You guys go ahead and form up and move forward. Okay, they gave up with these swords, so let's start redirecting a little bit here.
Royal Thorax.
These guys used all of their ammo.
Cavalry! We are at your command! Find your target!
Royal Thorax Swordsman.
Okay, they are light spears, so I could maybe hold one of them down. Okay, here, you know what? Here's the breakthrough. Okay, you guys are in formation, you guys are in formation, you guys are doing your thing. You guys go ahead and get on through there.
And the double! Gamer cavalry! Quickly now! Understood!
Okay, 2 units of spears. It's a good thing I didn't overcommit to that with
For honor and glory!
Shield bearers.
my cavalry.
Quick march! Shock cavalry ready! Forward! Orders understood! Thorax
Okay, these guys can handle themselves in an open scrap. So let's let them get to it. Over here,
Royal Thorax Swordsman.
might be time to switch some units out. You guys, can you fire that far? I don't know.
General! My riders! At the double!
Okay, you try and get a charge in there. Get a charge in here.
General!
You turn around and get a charge in here.
Your orders!
I'm forward. Ready. I'm forward.
Gamer cavalry!
Thorax Swordsman.
Okay, these guys can pull out now.
There's lancers! As you
This is a little bit of a problem, so let's reform.
We await your command! Shield bearers! Pikes at the ready!
Okay, break formation and reform.
Understood!
Royal Thorax Swordsman.
General! As you command!
Slingers, go ahead and stop that.
Now! Ready to ride!
Ready for orders. Royal Thorax
Doing alright.
Ready for orders.
This is bad. I forgot to keep using my infantry over here. Let's see if we can't get around them over here. Get another rear charge over there. Okay, you guys just need to go in and attack. No more of this phalanx slow down stuff. Just get in there. Okay. Turn around and hit them. I don't want you getting charged from in the rear. Okay, we've dealt with this side. Now we can sandwich the general, start moving the troops around.
What are your orders?
Royal Thorax swordsmen. Spearmen. Ready and waiting.
Shield bearers!
Your orders. Royal Thorax swordsmen.
Thorax hoplites! We await your command. A gamer cavalry!
At your service.
You guys actually go ahead and pull out and get another charge.
A gamer cavalry! Cut the full glory! Ready and waiting! The riders!
Prepare sponsors.
A gamer cavalry!
Yeah, that's what we would hope to see.
Hoplites!
Quickly dealing with them instead of getting caught in prolonged engagements. We can go ahead and just end it. Alright, so that army is a little bit funky to use. These spears kicked ass, though. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly to make of this army. It does well with having two fronts. It's got enough infantry to support itself on two different fronts against a reasonable enemy force.
Commander.
I don't know. I'll withhold judgment for the time being. I'm gonna go with a supply warehouse in this province just because this province so frequently has problems with harsh winters. I'm really hoping the Boii do not take this settlement, but I'm certain they're going to do exactly that. It's unfortunate, but it's okay. Right, we're set to have a rebellion down here. So let's bring this army up to help out. Maybe that'll even be enough to prevent a rebellion. Not quite. That's alright, we'll let the rebellion happen. These guys can deal with it, gain just a tiny bit of experience from it. I'm fairly confident in my blockade over here. Mostly because I just haven't seen any Roman fleets really doing anything. Alright, enough chit-chat about that. You go find me a Roman legion. Hey, look, you found one.
At your service, treading softly, swifter than hail.
Okay, we could still do some more cultural conversion over here. Now, a quick check through the provinces to see what we can do about food and general improvements. So we do need more food here. Banditry is pretty bad, though. So if I raise this up, it's going to increase banditry by 1. That's not so bad. Hellas, plenty of food, dreadfully bad banditry. So let's make a deal. And trade some food for some banditry there. Over here, public order's fine. I'm gonna go with that option for now. I may need to convert this to something else at some point just to reduce banditry over here. This province is fine, got plenty of food, so we have room to expand without immediately needing to build more farms. So I'll leave this one alone for the time being. Didn't realize there was a bit of population growth over here. I may just hold on to that until we can upgrade Antioch. Thrake is doing okay. Yeah, I really need to cut down on banditry. What's going to be an effective way to do that? Just building more barracks? Because these things reduce banditry. I think pretty much everything else increases it. You know what, I do need to get a warhorse ranch somewhere, though. I'll probably forget that that's what I'm doing here, but I do need to get that. Alright, I don't want to go spending through too much more gold at the moment. That's quite the name. Start him down the path of replenishment early rather than late. Yeah, we got 4 spear-armed units in that army. Might not be bad to give them some extra bonuses.
You are honorable, worthy, and strong. While the spirit...
Would you kindly allow...
These
Nope, I don't need to do anything out east. I don't like fighting out there, I don't like the factions out there, I don't want to be out there. Especially because I am thinking Armenia, the Armenian campaign, is going to force me out that direction. So I'd rather avoid it on this campaign. Okay, the Romans have a fleet finally, which actually is an object of concern for me. Oh, this guy can do night attacks. Why not? you come over here and defend this city against the navy. I would prefer that you were actually garrisoned inside the settlement, but obviously there wasn't enough movement range this turn. I don't think it's worth making an attack on these guys, because then they will have the... like, I have to beat the garrison, not just the fleet, in order to win the battle, and I think that just isn't worth it right now. This does mean I need to send somebody to hold this city. Now, who I send to hold this city, I could either keep one fleet here and one fleet here, and hope for the best, or I could keep both fleets. Do you know what? Could I just blockade them in?
Your orders? Ready for orders.
I almost feel like that would not be the smart thing to do, though. If they try and break the blockade, does it become just a naval battle, or does it, for some reason, become like a full-on port assault?
Fleets reporting.
Why not? Let's find out. Because I'm sure they will sally out.
Yes.
Of course, maybe they won't. Who knows?
Steady as we go.
This does leave Apollonia undefended, and with its relatively weak garrison, that could be a bad decision. But I'm going to go with it for now. I will bring this army back to
You have further orders?
guard here.
We hunger for battle. Ready for battle.
Okay, now the plan here, since I still don't know... Okay, here's that legion. And that's different than the one that I saw down here, because it had a different name. That's also different, so they do have at least 3 full stacks still.
At your command. Ready for battle.
Go ahead and leave you guys in the settlement, you're bound to take attrition anyway. I just need to get a move on up here and make sure I'm actually securing my gains. Okay, so they did attack and they lost, it looks like. And badly. Alright, so over here, do I make the attack with Funky's Fieldmen or Grumpy's Guard? Because what I'm thinking is, instead of using Grumpy's Guard to take this city, I use these guys to come down and take this city. And these guys can push straight into Italy. So I think Funky's Fieldmen get to make this assault.
Lay siege to the settlement. We take this settlement.
I don't feel any burning need to have the reinforcements here. But it may be good to give them an opportunity at gaining a little bit more veterancy before we go after Rome itself. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I may as well get close enough to reinforce.
Ready for further orders.
Now I'm probably going to fight that at the beginning of next episode.
At your command.
These guys get to just stay here and probably eat the winter attrition. I don't know if there's anything else I can do about that. If I raid here, will that reduce my income or increase it? That actually increases it by a lot. I was thinking it might reduce it because I have a port in this sea region. That doesn't make it so I'm raiding Egypt though, does it? Oh, they actually don't like that I raid and blockade Rome, what the heck. Maybe they still have trade with Rome or something. Yeah, they're very friendly with Rome. Oh, it's because they share the war with Carthage. I'd forgotten about that little piece of history in this campaign.
Well met, friend.
I'm actually
Say to make
going
your
to
words
throw a
move me
little
to
bit of
anger
money
or
at these
agreement,
guys just to
as you
try and
wish
keep
of
them
them.
happy.
Ye have spoken fairly, and I can accept for
And
my
I might do
people.
the same out here. Yeah,
We
I've
will
got the
gladly
money.
listen to
I
your
would like to
offers,
keep
but do not wrap them in
friends out
lies.
here. What
Their
if I
spirits
pay
know
you?
truth.
Okay, I'll just pay you then. That's actually okay with me. Nope, that's not what I meant. Payments, offer, minimum, yes.
Your offer is fair and honorable.
Okay,
I
so we're
swear
keeping
by
our
the
friends
gods
out
that-
here. These guys are still kind of just being butt heads, but they haven't broken any other treaties with me, so I'm not overly concerned about it. Let's go down to this pirate fleet. Relatively strong, but I think our garrisons at each of these cities will be plenty strong enough to hold if they decide to attack. Alright, so I think I'll go ahead and end the episode here. I know it's a little bit early, but it seems like a good enough point for me, and that way we get to start off the next one with
For glory
a
and
decent-sized battle.
ready for battle.
So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. We still have quite a bit of fighting against Rome up ahead. Jeez, I hate to see missile units with rank 9 experience. But anyway, still got some good fights up ahead, so I will catch you guys in the next one.